most of my subscribers probably don't use Ableton. This is something that's pretty cool in Ableton that you can do on iOS in Drumbo. And I've showed this before on iOS. In fact, I'll probably do an iOS video sometime this week, but I'm just kind of busy. But I just wanted to show this because it's really easy in Ableton to do. So I'm going to grab a percussion loop. I'm going to drag it over. Actually, let me just create a MIDI track. That'll be easier. All right, now I'll just drag it over and then drop it in here. It will automatically throw it into a sampler. And I'm just going to hit slice. Now what slice does is it literally slices it by the transients, but you could change this to whatever you want. So beats, region, manual. And then you can adjust the sensitivity if you don't want as many slices. I'm going to leave it at 100 for now. We'll try it both ways. But there is a feature called Random, and it's a MIDI effect. So we need to clear out this percussion thing, and you'll see it is right here called Random. And if you throw it in, it sits here at the front of the track. And so you can set how many random chances, or what's the percentage of the chance it's going to switch. I'm going to set it at 100, and I'm going to leave the choices at 12. You could change that to change the intervals. I'm not going to get into all that. I'm going to leave this mode at random. And now any key that I hit, doesn't matter what I hit, it's going to select. I'm hitting the same key, and it's going to select a random slice. So you can see this little plus every time. So what does this mean? Well, it just means that I could literally make a little small loop, which I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to make a little 2-bar loop. So if you're in the other screen, that's fine. It works both ways. It doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to start creating patterns. So I'm going to put a note in, which is basically like not even a quarter of a bar. Well, yeah, about a quarter of a bar. And then I'm just going to duplicate until I get it all the way out. And now if I just press play, now this is going to play at random all the way through. It doesn't matter what I do. I can make a whole 16 bars of it, join it. I could go in and select them all, randomize the velocities and a little bit of deviation just so it never hits the same. I can even go to a little humanize. Now if I go into the clip back in here, I could adjust the sensitivity till I hear something I like. We're going to loop this out. And you're starting to hear a percussive rhythm. Hear it? Can you hear it? Alright, so let's do something else to it. We're going to add in a little reverb I'm going to use Ableton stuff just so I'm using the inbox stuff and not really. So we'll go with a audio effect, convolution reverb. And there's so many in here. I'm just going to pick something. That's pretty. Let's just use something like a studio. Let's use this one. We'll turn the dry down or wet down a little bit. They even have a couple drum ones in here, so let's do a drum echo. See if it... And then if you want to get real creative, you could throw in I'm going to use some of my other effects up here. Let's see. We'll use this echo void and stuff here. So it's sort of a delay, but it's so slow, but it's more like color. Here we can throw another one here. And if you don't like the delay, that's fine too. You can take that one off. So you're just playing around, adding a little character, a little extra to it. You can even transpose it a little bit. Or not. But you get the point. It's creating something random, and yet there's movement because I adjusted the velocity, and at the same time I'm using deviation, which is also varying the velocity a little bit, so it never sounds the same. Now Logic does this. Logic has basically everything I just showed you, except for I don't think it has a randomizer, but it does have some MIDI effects that you can right click in the desktop at least and adjust the randomness of stuff that happens. I've shown that in videos before. I'm not going to show it in this one. You can go back and look at anything I've done on Logic, and which was like probably a year or two ago, maybe even. But yeah, Logic has MIDI effects that you can use, and I think if you really want to get more creative, you should definitely start playing with these tools because there's so many cool things like that in Ableton, and other DAWs have them too. Like I said, you can go on Drumbo and do some of the same things with the Flexi sampler. So anyway, check that out. Hopefully it's pushing your creativity a little bit or inspiring you to look for more things to push your creativity. And yeah, that's the point of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.